So, how to beat Heroine's Lineage. Well, this is going to be a very popular card. Popular one of. A lot of people can use. I have the card. A lot of other people have the card. So, it's cheap as in, when you use it, low cost to use it, just one energy. It's black, so it's generic, so you can put it in any deck. You're mainly using it for active battle to take your opponent's 7 cost or less battle card, and of course, you can use it offensively and defensively because it's an active battle effect, and it's an extra card, so it's immune to a lot of things just by being an extra card. If it was a battle card, it'd be easier to deal with, but because it's an extra card, it's a little bit harder. But there are ways to deal with it. One thing to keep in mind, to think about is that this only lets the person who's using this take a battle card 7 cost or less. So anything 8 cost and higher is safe. The other thing is this doesn't ignore barriers. Anything with barriers is safe. And of course, this only works on battle cards, so any unisons and leaders are clearly safe. So with those 3 things in mind, got a couple cards here just to showcase the idea. We got Fu Dark Banisher. It is an 8-drop, so it's safe just by that alone. It has triple strike, which is always good to do, plus its effect. But the main thing is that it's a 8-drop that is black, so you can splash it in any deck. So that's something you can rely on. Because typically this card would be used like when you're trying to go for game, your opponent's going to try to use it to save themselves from losing. So obviously you want 8 costs and higher finishers or finishers with barriers, so that way your opponent can't steal your card when you're going for game. So we have SS2 Gohan, Astonishing Strike. He's from the Gohan deck, so they have a 10-drop. So he's safe. So he has Deflect, Triple Strike, 30k, and he's a 10-drop. So he's safe. Heroine's Lineage, Height of Mastery for the Height of Mastery decks. Right? He's an 8-drop. Safe. He also has Deflect. Obviously, Victory Strike is also an 8-drop. Safe. And Baby Hachiak is an 8-drop, which you can play for free, which is nice, right? Safe. So you have an SCR that's safe from an SCR. So we have Gotenks battling the forces of evil, has Deflect and Barrier, and it's double strike, so you use it to go for game. Merchram also has Barrier, double strike, has the ability to gain dual attacks, so you can not only use it to be safe from this, you can also bypass your opponent's negates. Unless they're using the negates, they can negate multiple attacks, right? Kami's Power Piccolo has Barrier and double strike. King Piccolo 5 seconds to eradication also has Barrier, Deflect, and double strike. But it does have the added ability that if your opponent negates this card's attack, you burn them, and this has the ability to bypass blockers, so that's always really good. It has a lot going for itself. And then of course, this card is relatively decent just because it makes the extra Hero's Lineage, which is an extra card, cost 1 more to play, but it has the added benefit of it having barriers. So you could play this just to make the extra cost 1 more. The Heroine's Lineage costs 1 more, and then since it has barrier, you can avoid this card stealing it to try to prevent that effect. So this is something you can count on to make it harder to play that card. Plus, it has barrier, so the opponent can't use that card to try to steal this card. So that's the thing. And then unisons in general, since this card is mainly to be used against battle cards, unisons in general are just immune from the card. So the card is pointless against useless against unisons and leaders, of course. So you take advantage of that. So having unisons that can unison finishers are always good. That we can. I mean, they're good in general. Just for so many reasons, you should definitely make sure you have unisons that are your finishers, that you rely on them to help you finish out the games, because they're immune to so many things, including this card. So what's extra nice about the Vegeta Unison of Fury is that he has the -3 ability that lets him tap one of your opponent's energy. So that means they have no energy to play this, because this requires at least one energy. So you could use this to tap down that one energy so they can't use it, and then attack with a battle card or something, and go for game. So that's extra nice. Or just use this in itself. Tap down an energy. This will be a 20k double strike with dual attack, so you can attack twice and go for game. So really good card. This has a dual attack just because of the unisons. Obviously, these are all just because of the unisons. They're immune to this card. So this has dual attack. This helps you bypass negates. This goes wide because it makes a lot of tokens. Helps you go. The tokens, they don't have cost, so the tokens are immune to the extra card. Just something to point out. This, of course, it's a good card by itself, because it's unison's immune. But the thing is that if you did have something your opponent snatched from you with this card, snatch it back. So that's what this card is here for. Because Hermione's 4 ability, you could just snatch the card back. So whatever they take from you, you can take it back. And then, MicroRecords, same thing. Whatever they take from you, take it back. And it could also happen in the same turn, because you could swing with something. They have this card. They're like, all right, they have this card and they use it to take something from you. It's like, ah, damn it, you took my attacker. All right, main phase, drop this for 4, -4. Take my card back, switch it back to active mode and swing. Try again, right? Try swing again. So just a couple things to keep in mind. It's a good card, It's just a matter of trying to be mindful that this card exists, and a lot of people would have it, and try to avoid this card being a problem. In general, these cards that I'm showcased, these are good cards in general, because there's a lot of other things you gotta worry about, a lot of things you gotta deal with. Like we got some new negates that can be played for free and can negate and can stop 2 attacks. So that's why we gotta use stuff that gets the dual attack. Stuff that has dual attack, stuff that can have dual attack. So things that can attack more than once, triple strike, things like this is very important. Things that even if they get negated, they can still deal damage, things of that nature. Because we need to, be careful about the new stuff that's coming out that's going to make winning through attacks harder. So we gotta make it harder for them to stop us from winning through attacks. And of course, my next video should be about beating negates / blockers, but mainly beating negates. Blockers are much easier, but negates can be a problem, so that'll be the next video.